Your genius resides in the intersection between talent and passion. And if you find what it is you do that combines both your talent and your passion to the highest degree, in that place, you will find your genius. So look, talent relates to your ability. It's your strengths, your skills, your expertise in a particular area. You could just be born with that talent, or you could have just learnt it and developed it and developed it and developed it until it's really doing very well for you. That's brilliant. Your passion, then, is what you really love the most. There are some people who've got a talent for something but are bored with it because they've just been kind of forced into that route. They've become skilled, they've become very good at it, but are they passionate about it? No, they much rather go fishing, or whatever it might be. So your passion is really important. And guess what? That's where the juice comes from. If you've got talent and passion together, you develop an unstoppable drive. You just keep going and going and going at that one thing that you are superbly talented at and amazingly passionate about. And when you have that combination of those two things, you really do truly come alive. You lose sense of time, actually. You think, have I been doing it for this long? It felt like just an hour. When it's been 3, 4, 5 hours, you never tire of your passions. So these two key points come together at the place of genius, and that's the place that we really need to look at now. Along with that, I'm going to add one more thing, because there are some people who are talented and passionate, but are terrible at earning any money from it. And so I am going to add in here, you do need also to have a way of building a profitable business structure around that point of genius. And this is sometimes the biggest point at which people fall down. But you're successful. You could look at profitable business structures. You know how to do that, I'm imagining. And if not, there are ways to find help for that. Right now, we're going to focus on the clarity necessary to define your talent and your passion, and to look at it in a way that you've probably never done before. You may have done similar exercises like this before. Great, that's really good. Then draw upon that knowledge. But we are really going to focus and condense this down so that you come out with a clear definition of your genius by the end of this session today. Now, before we actually start this exercise, it's really essential that you come with a particular mindset to it. I want you to remove all judgment, all criticism, all limited reasoning about yourself and your capabilities. Any accusations that you've had in the past, any judgments from people in the past, you just have to choose just for a moment, okay? You don't have to do this forever if you don't want to. You can get them all back at the end if you'd prefer to. But just right now, whilst we're going through this exercise for the next 10-15 minutes, put them off. Just throw them out as if those things had never happened and you are free to be you. No excuses, no fears, no shame, no judgments, just you, completely free to be you. Okay? We got that. Good. And then the next thing is just simply acknowledge that anything's possible. Just don't let our minds come along and say, ooh, can't do that, or ooh, don't be silly, or whatever. Don't listen to that. Just anything is possible just for a time. Just for a short while, permit yourself this freedom from any kind of limitation. But also recognize that you are totally unique. There's nobody like you out there. You are a unique cocktail, a mix of passions and talents, of skills, desires, of visions and missions and values. And there's nobody else like you out there. And so I would expect there to be a point of genius that nobody else can match. That uniqueness in itself carries genius with it. So recognize, because you're totally unique, you're bound to be a genius at something. You really are. And the final point is that you just can't lose it. You can't lose this genius that you have, because it is what it is. Unless you're going to face some kind of mental problems later in life, some dementia or something like that, or you're physically impeded from doing the sport that you've always loved, or whatever it might be. In every other way, you've got it for life, and you can pick it up at any time you like.